Hello everyone, it's over. Among other corporations, Microsoft has been working on the age verification system, and it seems Windows will soon require an ID from you to operate. The recent cumulative update, KB5079473, dated March 10th, 2026, introduced a couple improvements, like for example, they've improved the Windows Defender application control, the tool that's also incidentally used to lock down Windows 10 and Windows 11 SE versions, along with the updates to AI components, specifically image search, content extraction, and semantic analysis. The changelog, however, fails to mention an extra hidden feature inside the system. So let's have a look at that. But more importantly, if you want to verify all that yourself, you can head over to the uupdump.net website, then select the latest public release build, then select your architecture, mine is x64, then select the update. Next, you can select any edition you want. And most importantly, you need to include updates. You need to tick that box to include updates. And then you can create the download package and get your ISO going. Okay, so we're going to install the latest Windows image, and let's get the image decompression out of the way. And we're in the out-of-box experience now. So this feature is fairly well hidden, and we'll have to fire up a couple commands here. But first, let me walk you through the normal process of setting up Windows through the obby. So first, you set up the region, then the keyboard layout, and since like 2025, you're forced to have internet connectivity. You cannot skip that. So we have to connect our wire. There we go. Then we click next, and we receive mandatory updates. And then you are coerced into connecting your Microsoft account if you even have one. There's not even an option to create a local account here, so you just press sign in. You don't have a way to create a local account on this page either, so you're headed into sign in options. And there is not even a way to do it here, so you just hop back and select the setup for work or school. And then you're again coerced into connecting your Microsoft account. Then you click on the sign-in options and you can domain join instead, which in reality means you can create a local account after all. Once you've completed that song and dance, you'll finally have the control over your computer. Now, let's run a magic command with this new update installed and present. Run dll32 clip svc.dll set idv policy 1. Just a moment. This command will enable the ID verification policy for the machine. We will reboot into the obby again shortly. Okay, we're in the obby. So let's just set everything up as usual. But once we domain join, here's what happens. Age verification. Please verify your age. We need to confirm your identity to ensure safety of your data. As you can see, we've got a Copilot icon here saying, please hold your ID up to the camera. And I don't have a camera set up in the VM, so I cannot continue. The continue button is just grayed out, it doesn't work. I cannot go back, and I cannot proceed either, because I'm not given an option. Microsoft Copilot is instructing me to scan my ID for some reason. Not that I have an ID on me right now, actually I don't even remember where I put it. Haven't seen it in a while. But anyways, why would I even want to show my ID to Microsoft? I don't need it to use the system, it's my computer. You don't need to ensure the safety of my data. I will ensure it myself. So my first idea is to just completely skip the obby. You don't need it to set up the machine, it's completely optional actually. Thankfully, the command prompt is not blocked at all. Me and Flytech traced what the command does using Process Monitor, and it's setting a registry value called IDV policy under HKey local machine, software, Microsoft, Windows, current version, authentication, logon UI, and identity verify. There we go. Under that key, we've got 3 values. First one is IDV policy enabled, which is set to 1 after that command. Then we've got IDV policy level, which is set to 0. I don't really know what that is. And we've got a UUID, I guess, a telemetry ID. I guess this value is used for the age verification backend. Now, I can't really do anything with those values. I can see them, but I cannot modify them. As you can see, we get an error writing the values new contents, and we can also try deleting that, but we are unable to delete that. Next thing I checked was the ACL, and allowing myself full control over the key and its values, we get access denied, so we can't do that at all. So it's just basically not possible. There we go. So we can't do anything about these values. We can also try deleting the key itself. The values disappear, but no, they actually don't. I think it's the work of the user choice protection driver, the driver Microsoft previously used to prevent third-party browsers from setting themselves as the default one. That's really scummy from Microsoft, but well, what more can we do? So the workaround I found to skip the age verification check with the IDV policy enabled flag set was to activate the administrator user by typing net user administrator active, yes. The command completed successfully, then getting rid of the default user 0, and then rebooting the machine. The OB still appears and requests age verification after that move, but we can kill it again and it's going to activate the second chance OB, which won't request the ID. Now we get the second chance OB right here. What I deem super interesting is that Microsoft used clip-svc, aka the client license service. Let me show you that real quick. We can look into the services menu and find the client license service right here. It's the service that basically manages the Microsoft Store DRM. And it looks like they're extending its functionality to gather sensitive data from people. The scariest part about this whole ordeal is how fragile our digital privacy is, and especially how easy it is to force people into sharing their identification to the third parties for unknown purposes. Looks like we're coming closer and closer to the global rollout of this forced ID verification on Windows. The decade of Linux is coming. Say no to age verification, and take care.